So this is the part of the story where my poor little Aspie brain just gets really confused because I hear what the AI proponents are saying and then I see reality, and those two things don't seem to equal out. So anyways, this is coming from Anthropic itself, higher usage limits for Claude and a compute deal with SpaceX. So basically, Anthropic has jumped into bed with Elon Musk and SpaceX and gotten access to a capacity of 220,000 GPUs. So one of the big issues with Anthropic over the past couple of months is that they've been doing a lot more rate limiting. As more and more people have been using their services, that's requiring more and more GPU and compute capacity. And basically they have been compute constrained. And so they have been creating more and more limits. I do think it's interesting with this, with basically those limits, when you actually start using these models and you see how many tokens are being used by a lot of normal processes, to realize how quickly you can burn through tokens. So there was a big thing with Claudebot before. So Claudebot is kind of like that agent system, that agent framework. You could give it your Anthropic credentials and it would be able to automatically do tasks for you 24/7. And one of the big things that came up with that is that it was just burning a tremendous amount of tokens. And so Anthropic had to come in and basically they stopped you from being able to use harnesses. And so harnesses are basically any of these kind of agent systems that would connect to your Anthropic account. The other interesting thing though is when you start looking at how these new models work, is you realize that they actually burn a hell of a lot more tokens than they did before with these reasoning models. So I hadn't really gotten my head around basically how many tokens these reasoning models use until I started playing with this project with my little NUC over here, my nuke. So anyway, so this is a 4 gigahertz computer. This is a real x86 or is an AMD computer, 4 gigahertz processor, 32 gigs of RAM, solid state PCIe, solid state drive in there, the whole 9 yards. And the cool thing with it is I can actually run GPT OSS, a 20 billion parameter model on this thing relatively well. It processes well. The weird part with it though is as I was using GPT OSS, it would show me the token utilization, all that, but then the time to actually get a response just didn't make a lot of sense. Like you see how many the tokens per second, and you're like, okay, and then but then you look at how long it takes to actually answer a question, and those things just didn't seem to comport. And the reason is because it's GPT OSS is a reasoning model. So it's not simply you put in your request and it gives you a response. And so, you know, if you have tokens per second, processing the tokens, outputting the response, you know, you do the math and that gives you how long it should take. Well, the thing is with reasoning, right, it goes through and basically it's burning tokens as it's trying to figure out what you're asking. And then it's burning tokens trying to come up with a plan for answering your thing. And then it's burning tokens to verify what it's answering you is actually what it's supposed to. So in the past, right, you might have put in a query, and for that query, you might have burned 400 tokens or 500 tokens, something like that. Again, remember, 1,000 tokens is approximately 750 words, right? So in the past, where you might have burned 500 tokens on a query, with a reasoning model, you're actually now burning 2,000, 3,000 tokens on essentially the exact same query. For you, and again, this is an important thing to think about, the answer that I'm getting is not actually any better than I got in the past, but the process that the system requires in order to get that answer becomes bigger and bigger. The other issue that we see with a lot of this stuff now is, again, the idea that RAG is dead, retrieval augmented generation is dead. RAG is basically where you put the knowledge base for your organization into this vector database type system. And so basically, when you make a query, anything that may relate to the query gets pulled out of that database, and your query, along with that information, goes in the context window for the system to process. There's this new thing with all these AI companies out there where they are informing you that RAG is dead. Because if you have a 1,000,000 token context window, you should just put your entire knowledge base into a system whenever anybody has a query. And so one of the things to be thinking about when we talk about constrained compute usage, right? Token utilization is going through the roof because reasoning models require a lot more tokens than the previous models did. And then also the context windows have gone from 4,000 token context windows to 1,000,000 token context windows. So the entire amount of information going to these systems has gone through the roof. And so basically that's one of the things we talk about with architecture is, is this really an AI demand problem, or is this a piss poor architecture problem? And I would argue it's a piss poor architecture problem. The other thing that's interesting with this too is I was actually trying to figure out how many free users Anthropic has. So I've been using Claude a lot lately on the free tier, on the absolute free tier. Again, I've been working with these projects. I got this AI project here, these little Pico microcontrollers here, and syntax. Lordy syntax. Anyways, I've been using Claude a lot lately, and most days I actually don't hit my limit, right? And to be clear, when I'm asking it questions, I know what the hell I'm asking. Like, how do I do this? Or how do I do this? I'm not dumping a huge code base into it for free and trying to have it figure something out. So one of the things that I find is actually using Claude. Very rarely do I actually run into the limits. I do run into the limits sometimes, and then I go to Gemini for free. And I've never run into a limit on Gemini. Just to tell you folks. So one of the other interesting things to be thinking about too is when we think about this compute constraint, resource constraint, is it's like, well, your architecture is burning the most tokens possible, and you're actually giving away a crap ton of free services. When I went to Google how many free users Anthropic has, what's interesting is that they refuse to report that information. So apparently it might be 60% of their users are free. It might be a hell of a lot more users are free. So again, things to be thinking about with compute constraint. What is actually going on here? What I find more interesting about this whole story with SpaceX, though, is this whole idea that Claude or Anthropic is now getting access to 220,000 GPUs. So I listened to the All In podcast. Let me tell you, if you need to exercise, if you need to pump some iron, and you have half an ounce of soul, listen to the All In podcast. It'll make you so pissed off. You will throw that dumbbell. Right? Anyways, so I listen to these folks, Calcanis, Sachs, the rest of these fucking yahoos. And one of the interesting things, a couple of days ago, I was listening to David Sachs talking about this, and they're talking about the difference between the internet boom and bust, and the AI boom and how it's not a bust. And one of the big things that David Sachs said is, well, you have to understand, because that's what the tech bros do. They always they're always very dismissive, and they always look down at you. Anyway, it's not going to get in there. But what you have to understand, see, dark fiber. So basically, David Sachs' big argument is during the .com boom that there was all this dark fiber. And so what dark fiber is fiber optic lines, just thousands of miles of fiber optic lines that was never even connected, right? The idea is you invest into the fiber optic lines because if you lay it, they will come. Which was actually true. They just came about a decade too late, right? Your funding capacity lasted about 6 months, and people started buying everything that you laid about 10 years later. So his argument, David Sachs' argument, I think it was David Sachs, his basic argument was, look, there was dark fiber then, and the interesting thing that he said, and this is very interesting, there's no dark GPUs. Which again is weird. Like, look, entire data centers have been built that literally will not be connected to electricity for 2 or 3 years. We've talked about that in the past. We've talked about Satya Nadella with Microsoft talking about how they had purchased GPUs that they could not turn on because they did not have the data center capacity and all that kind of stuff. We've been talking about that for a while. But again, it's been a few months. It's been a few months. So maybe all of Nadella's GPUs have been powered on and there's no dark GPUs. But that's where it's like, my ass brain's like, well, but I don't understand. If there's no dark GPUs, if all GPUs are being used to capacity, like the problem with AI right now is capacity constraint. There's not enough capacity for all this AI utilization, right? And there's no dark GPUs, right? Then how can Anthropic buy access to 220,000 GPUs? If all GPUs are being used to max capacity and there's no dark GPUs, then how can you buy 220,000 GPUs. Like imagine if I walked into the pizza shop. Imagine if I walked into the pizza shop. And I walked in the pizza shop and they're like, "We are sorry, we are completely out of pizza." And then imagine I put a big old credit card on the table and said, "I'm going to buy 10,000 pizzas." And then I walk out and they do a news report. And the news report is Eli the computer guy buys 10,000 pizzas. And you're like, "Yeah, but the pizza shop was like out of pizzas." The pizza shop, we were informed the pizza shop has no more dough. The pizza shop has no more cheese. The pizza shop has no more sauce. And resource constraints show you that they will not be able to get these pizza resources for a long time. So if the pizza shop doesn't have 10,000 pizzas, and the pizza shop is resource constrained, so they're not going to have the ability to bring in the resources to create 10,000 pizzas, then how can I come in and buy the 10,000 pizzas that they don't have and don't have the ability to create? Right? Again, when we talk about this in pizza, it doesn't make any sense. But when we put AI on it, oh well, you just don't understand. Like, no, I don't. So one of two things can be true. Either there's 220,000 GPUs that were not being used to any significant degree, ergo, they were dark GPUs. Or those GPUs are still being used, and so they don't really get access to it, which I don't think is going on here. And again, this is just my whole frustration with this whole fraud. Again, the AI, there's a reason I call it the AI fraud. So from Anthropic, we've agreed to a partnership with SpaceX that will substantially increase our compute capacity. This, along with our other recent compute deals, means that we've been able to increase our usage limits of Claude Code and Claude API. So the important thing to understand here is that these higher usage limits seem to be going into effect immediately. These usage limits, it's not like, oh, in 6 months we'll increase our usage limits, or a year. So to be clear, they purchased the compute capacity that does not exist and are immediately allowing that non-existent compute capacity to be used by their users. Mom, and make it make sense. Make it make sense. The following 3 changes, all effective today, and that's the important thing when you think about today. Again, not a week, not a month, not a year, are aimed at improving the experience of using Claude for our most dedicated customers. First, we're doubling Claude Code's 5-hour rate limits for Pro, Max, Team, and seat-based enterprise plans. Second, we're removing the peak hour limit reduction on Claude Code for Pro and Max accounts. Third, we're raising our API rate limits considerably for Claude Opus models, as shown in the tables below. And so they go from like tier 1, maximum input tokens per minute was 30,000, going up to 500,000. Maximum output tokens per minute going from 8,000 to 80,000. So these really are significant. It's not going from 30,000 to 40,000. It's going from 30,000 to 500,000. We've signed an agreement with SpaceX to use all of the compute capacity at their Colossus 1 data center. And so again, think about this. There are no dark GPUs. All compute is being used, except for this massive data center over here. This gives us access to more than 300 megawatts of new capacity, over 220,000 NVIDIA GPUs within the month. This additional capacity will directly improve capacity for Claude Pro and Claude Max. This joins our other significant compute announcements, up to a 5 gigawatt agreement with Amazon, a 5 gigawatt agreement with Google, a strategic partnership with Microsoft and NVIDIA that includes 30 billion of Azure capacity, our $50 billion investment in American AI infrastructure with FluidStack. We train and run Claude on a range of AI hardware, AWS Trainium, Google TPUs, and NVIDIA GPUs, and continue to explore opportunities to bring additional capacity online. As part of this agreement, we have also expressed interest in partnering with SpaceX to develop multiple gigawatt of orbital AI compute capacity. Because when your fraud becomes too stupid on terra firma, you gotta launch it into space. Finally, we recently made a commitment to cover any consumer electricity price increases caused by our data centers in the United States. Well, that's nice at least. So again, there's this big concern about the increase in electricity prices, but one of the big questions with that too, though, is, again, it goes back to supply. One of the big issues for a lot of these electrical grids is a question of, do they have enough electricity to begin with? If you're using 110% of the electricity that's available, that's not really helping people the way it sounds like you're helping people. But at least it's a thing. At least it's a thing. So any electricity price increases, supposedly Anthropic is going to cover based off of their squirrely ass math. So yeah, we'll see where this goes in the future. The big thing that I just really want you to be thinking about here is, how do you have David Sachs say there's no dark GPUs, and then literally we find out that that SpaceX apparently has 220,000 GPUs that don't have anything better to do. Again, one of the things you have to think about with SpaceX, right? They own XAI. So XAI is supposed to be one of the AI competitors. So they literally have 220,000 of their own GPUs in a data center. They didn't have anything better than to do to rent them out to Anthropic. Yeah, you know what I'm saying there? I don't know. It's all squirrely. The big thing you have to understand if you're an Aspie is, don't try to think too hard about the lies. See, that's where the normies get you, is they just slather so much BS on you, and you, like a diligent little Aspie, are trying to figure out the rational reason for all of this idiocy. And it's like, no, they're just slathering idiocy on top of idiocy on top of idiocy on top of idiocy. They do not have to be factually correct. They just have to get the money out of your pocket. As long as they get the money out of your pocket, they win, right? So anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think about SpaceX selling all this capacity to Anthropic? What do you think about them having this amount of capacity to sell? What do you think about them having this amount of capacity to sell at the exact same time? We have been told for a while now, all of this stuff is resource constrained. I don't know. I gotta tell you right now, if I was running a pizza delivery shop, I would be very pissed. I would be very angry. Be like, why can't I say this stupid crap? The poor guy assembling pizzas could never get away with this level of stupidity. But you slap AI on it, and for some reason everybody buys it. So we just have Allbirds, and they pivoted into an AI play. Wait for it. I'm foreshadowing here. I'm thinking Domino's Pizza. I'm thinking Domino's Pizza is the next major player in the AI world. It's like, what do you know about artificial intelligence? Nothing. But I don't think most of those people do either. So anyways, what do you think about all this? Put your thoughts down below. If you do like these episodes, do remember they are on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Links for those are on the doobly-doo. Also, the link for my LinkedIn account is also on the doobly-doo. I put a lot of technical stuff and other stuff I don't put onto YouTube onto my LinkedIn account. And with that, see y'all later.